and gentlemen, boys and girls, what is going on? This is the Club of the Man, 1993, not here live. I think I do have to at some point post a video apologizing to my subscribers, as I feel like that I'm just letting you guys down. I'm just saying I'm going to do something, and then life happens. It gets busy. Yes, I get that, it's life, but there's people out there who still actually do enjoy my content, and I feel at some point I owe them an apology. But this week's been crazy. Just busy. Nothing bad. And I just have had no time to catch up on content on this channel this week. And I apologize. So, to make things easier, this week, I'm just recording things. I'm not going live. I mean, I may be able to do SmackDown review live. Well, probably not till the weekend, probably. Well, or Monday. But I am going to probably do my Raw review recorded. AEW, I have to rewatch the main event because I dozed off because I was so tired last night when I watched it. So that I'm probably going to have to pre-record also. But it's just going to be faster to me just to do it this way when I'm just this overwhelmingly busy. Especially also when I have a video game Let's Play that I haven't been able to almost do the next part. Well, I've completed half of the next episode of my Wolf 3D 30th Anniversary Edition for episode 8. But I have not been able to get to, try to do the next half of the floors for that episode. And of course, the baseball winter meetings just went absolute haywire. And I still got 18 more topic videos to do for baseball. So, demand is loaded. But I will record this. And again, go live when I'm a little more flexible, if you know what I mean. But, so I want to bring you content. Let's talk about Raw this past week. Raw took place in Washington D.C. This past week. And I thought overall it was a pretty good show. Great storytelling. Like, a lot of things, just like, it felt like simple little aspects of storytelling were factored in this episode of Raw, and it make really sense. It flew by very fast, especially those first 2 hours. They flew by massively fast, and most of the matches weren't too bad. The main event was one of those matches that it wasn't terrible. It just felt like these women should have better chemistry than they did. But we're going to go into it, we're going to talk about it, and we are going to roll from there. So, of course, since there's no live chat here, guys, make sure you guys leave your thoughts down in the comments section below. Where we're at, well, I'm making sense. So, I'm going to record Raw tonight. It's Thursday night. I highly doubt we're going to get to record Dynamite. Because by the time I finish Dynamite, it's going to be after midnight, and I got to work tomorrow, so I'll probably record Dynamite tomorrow after work. But I will at least, rewatch that main event match before I go to sleep. Maybe I'll just upload both of these tomorrow. I'm not sure yet what I'm going to do. But I got a ton on my plate, guys. But I still want to bring you content. So let me at least just review Raw live. And also, by the way, if you notice, I'm not sitting at my desk. My laptop is actually on my bed on top of my desk, little desk, thing. And also my microphone is too, because if not, it'd be very unstable on my bed. But because the fact that I do have my little mini Christmas tree up right now, and of course with my Blue Yeti microphone, it is taking up a lot more space. So I thought it would be safe just to do it this way. So let's just roll into, let's talk about Raw. A lot of good, again, that happened on this show we talk about. We opened up, there was a segment outside of the Usos. Well, everybody from the Bloodline except for Roman Reigns arriving at Raw. And one of the matches that was hyped for this show was the Usos versus Matt Riddle and Elias. This still super random tag team that to me is just setting Matt Riddle backwards. And I like you saying, I love Matt Riddle. Don't get me wrong. I've always been a fan of, goofy Matt Riddle. But it's one of these where you saw the serious Matt Riddle. And it's like, dang, I like that a little bit more. And again, they've really stepped back with it. And I don't know, again, it's because Vince made goofy Matt Riddle not funny anymore or what they did. But something's not clicking with Matt Riddle and Elias as a tag team. They're not. I'm sorry. But anyways, there was a segment where Matt Riddle rode a scooter through the bloodline, kind of separating them out. And then Elias said something, and then they beat down on Elias. So Elias is ruled out of the tag title match on the show. So, back in the ring, though, the bloodline come out. The Usos talk about their tag match and saying it's been canceled because of Elias' injury at the hands of mainly Solo Sikoa. Jimmy, though, says everybody wants to see the bloodline compete. We're going to concentrate on being the best tag team ever and defending the tag titles. Out comes Matt Riddle, is like, yo, bro, that wasn't cool of you to take out Elias. It might not be very Usi. Sami Zayn then tells him he doesn't get to decide what is and isn't Usi. Sami actually can because he is a certified Usologist. Which, of course, that's the thing to go. He's an Usologist, as Sami Zayn now says. He knows how to get very Usi. Solo then once again showed why he's the enforcer, and taking Elias out of commission, he found very Usi. So the Usos continue to be the longest reigning tag champs in history, which is Usi. And that Matt Riddle coming out here running his mouth, not very Usi. So unless he wants to eat the same beatdown Elias did, Riddle should just turn around and go home. Riddle's like, well, actually, this match is still on because I found a tag partner. And we're not really bros. We don't really get along. But we both have a common enemy. And it happens to be Kevin Owens. So it's Kevin Owens and Matt Riddle instead versus the Usos for the tag titles. Which I thought was a little more interesting. Because again, it's them having a legitimate common enemy. But also, I feel like the idea of Matt Riddle and Kevin Owens teaming up. Again, a duo who, claim they don't get along, they're not bros by any means, but they have a common enemy. That kind of brought out a more of the serious side of Matt Riddle. So I liked that and appreciated that because of that. And the tag match itself, of course, was very fun, of course. The Usos, though, win with a 1D on Matt Riddle to retain the tag titles. And then afterwards, though, the Bloodline set their eyes on Matt Riddle, but then Kevin Owens runs them off with a steel chair. Except for Solo Sikoa, who stayed back and he just beat the piss out of Matt Riddle. But then not just that, but when he laid him down, he picked him up. And then I noticed his hand was taped up. And then the way he positioned it, I'm like, wait a minute. He did. In honor of recently, the anniversary of Umaga's death, he did a Samoan spike on Matt Riddle. And I'm like, oh! Gave me Umaga vibes. Yes, I didn't really watch much of Umaga since I wasn't watching wrestling back when he was around. But I got the Umaga. I liked how they kind of paid tribute to Umaga with that Samoan spike. And then, of course, they paid tribute to Rikishi, his daddy, and puts a steel chair around Riddle's neck, and he does the ode to Rikishi with the chair, doing kind of like the hip attack thing into the chair, which of course causes Matt Riddle to be taken out on a stretcher. Nice beatdown by Solo. Again, Solo easily he got brought up. I'm like, okay, he's gonna be another powerhouse Samoan, and that's all he's been. And I like it. I like his theme music. I think he's great. Honestly, again, I at some point down the line would not mind seeing him versus Roman. Roman versus Solo would be a pretty good match. But again, I love the tributes to Rikishi and of course the Samoan Spike for Umaga as well. Matter of fact, keep using it. Keep doing the Samoan Spike. I think it's cool. So yeah, that causes Matt Riddle to be taken out on a stretcher. Maybe they're writing Matt Riddle off TV for a bit. Which, fine. Like I keep saying, like I said, if they're going to have him just as a comedy act on TV, I'm not as interested. But if you're going to bring out the more serious side of Matt Riddle, that's when he got my attention. Which is why I even keep saying that I still think if Randy Orton would come back, because the chances are looking slimmer now with him his continued back issues, I still think that Matt Riddle should be the one to turn heel. To turn on Randy Orton instead of Randy Orton turning on Matt Riddle. That's just what I think. I don't know what you guys think, but that's my opinion on that. But anyways, we also got announced that there's going to be 2 triple threat matches. It's going to be Bayley, Bayley, Asuka, and Rhea versus Becky, Alexa, and Nikki. Well, those are 2 triple threat matches. The winner of each match will face each other next week. And the winner of that match will take on Bianca Belair at some point for the Raw Women's Championship. Maybe at the Royal Rumble, who knows? So, Rhea cuts a promo saying how Bayley and Asuka are both very good at what they do, but they're not Rhea Ripley. So when she's done with them tonight, they're going to lay in the ring crying their eyes out, and she's moved on to Bianca Belair and the Raw Women's title. And the whole locker room is going to call her Mommy. We also get we had this like poker invitational throughout the night with JBL and Baron Corbin and whatnot. It was basically just like a bunch of people, colliding with feuds. Dominic was there, and Akira Tozawa. It led to them having a match later on in the show, which was solid. Good way to put over Dominic. Couple other things happened in there. But the only other match it really led to was, I believe, a trios, a 6-man tag match with Baron Corbin and Alpha Academy versus, Baron Corbin and Alpha Academy versus, AJ Styles and the OC is what it led to. And then the winner of the match was the OC with the Magic Killer on Chad Gable, who ate another pin, which is very unfortunate. But we had that happen there as well. I believe, Dexter Lumis. I thought at first this is going to start leading to a feud with Baron Corbin and Dexter Lumis. But Dexter Lumis showed up basically taunting that he has no money because he's got a job. He gives them, of course, business bag. He put an axe on it. It showed a little bit of a threat of violence and whatnot. And then I think the Miz even tried to, get involved in the poker game, trying to trick, JBL, saying he's got a Rolex or something like that, but it really wasn't a real Rolex. It was whatever. It just collided a bunch of random feuds together and just got some other characters, some TV time. Again, I noticed they've been giving a lot of TV time lately to Akira Tozawa, which I'm intrigued by. Again, I like, again, that they dropped the ninja gimmick on him, but I still don't know if I ever see him really doing much in WWE, in my opinion. But you never know; it could change my mind. We also had a segment with Bayley and Becky Lynch getting ready for that triple threat match. But Becky, though, was coming through the crowd through the crowd. She said she was just at the merch stand reminiscing about their brawl last week. Points out it's been over 3 years since they have had a singles match together, which I think right before Money in the Bank, whenever Becky was Becky 2 belts. I believe her and Bayley did have a match on SmackDown, I think. Excuse me. And mentions how they haven't even scratched the surface, and gives her credit for holding the company on her back during the Thunderdome era, which of course Bayley did. She was SmackDown Women's Champion for most of the Thunderdome era. Bayley says she don't need to retell their history because it doesn't matter right now. She accuses Becky of not caring about anyone else and says she's the one who actually cares about WWE, and that's exactly what she's been doing while Becky was out. She's looking out for the future of the locker room, for the bigger picture. Becky, though, just looks in the mirror and says, you see yourself. She says that Damage Control is 2 winners and 1 loser. And she hopes Bayley wins tonight so they can make some more history, if she's woman enough to face the man, as Becky plans on winning her triple threat match. And then as Becky's leaving, Rhea Ripley comes out, makes her way, and then they have this really nice stare down, really big tease, made you get big money feel for the match. So I like how to do that. And of course, at first I thought they were going to tease for the match the next week be Becky and Rhea. Well, of course, that's not quite how it went to plan. Because in this triple threat match, I thought Rhea would win it. No, Bayley won the first one. And then, in the second one, Becky won. Alexa won after Damage Control took Becky out. Obviously, with Bayley wanting to avoid Becky, they took out Becky and they let Alexa and Nikki, also four friends, duke it out. Personally, and again, I know I'm going out of control here, but it's just the way to save time. Personally, that first triple threat match with Rhea, Bayley, and Asuka, I thought was better. They had some good, double teams. I think at one point Asuka and Bayley briefly worked together, but most of the time Rhea and Bayley worked together. And we had some really good close near falls. But of course, the first one though, eventually, I think Rhea got taken out of the ring off distraction, I think it was. And then Bayley eventually was able to beat Asuka with sneaking in a Rose plan. So she's going to be going on next week. The second triple threat match, which was the main event, was okay. It just felt a little clunky. And it also felt like, these women should have better chemistry than they did. But Alexa won that one because Dakota and Io took out Bayley. So it's going to be Bayley versus Alexa Bliss. Please don't remind me of Kendo Stick got a pole. Please don't. But, oh yeah, and their 2019 feud that literally did nothing for either one of them either. And also, that's when the wild card rule was going on. Remember that bullcrap? Remember that? Yes, we have some stars crossing over brands, but at least it's not as heavy, but it'll probably be different once a draft happens again. But yeah, I wanted to just go through those really quick there. We also announced that Seth Rollins and Bobby Lashley are going to be having a number one contenders match, and the winner will face Austin Theory for the United States Championship. Which, of course, they have this segment where Rollins basically just... And again, here's where, I continue to go back to him and say, I can't consider Seth Rollins a face. And I can't consider Bobby Lashley either a heel. Especially in this promo, because, yes, both men came out, they high-fived the crowd and whatnot. Yes, they still looked serious. But Seth Rollins took advantage of the fact that he knows talking about Brock Lesnar makes Bobby Lashley angry. So he was full-fledged taking advantage of that and pissed off Bobby Lashley. And Lashley and Rollins got into a nice pull-apart brawl. Which is, of course, a good way to, tease, a United States Championship match for either one of these guys. And also, too, later on in the show, Mustafa Ali also goaded Austin Theory to defending his U.S. title against him. And that match was good. And what I liked, too, was Dolph Ziggler got involved, caused the DQ to get revenge on Austin Theory for writing him off TV a few weeks ago in the match that they had when they finally let Austin Theory be A-Town down Austin Theory, not, Vince McMahon's, selfie-taking protege and whatnot. But what I like, though, about Dolph not only interfering, Mustafa Ali, who, again, is still telling the story of, playing like, the underdog babyface, the heart and soul that, we believe can win but keeps getting his ass kicked. He even confronted Ziggler, too, because Ziggler screwed him over. During the Vince McMahon era, how many times would babyfaces actually get pissed at heels? I mean, at other babyfaces for screwing them over like this? Like, this is the proper way to book a DQ finish. And I thought, again, it made, very much sense for sure. And again, it worked out very well, I thought as well. But, we had that, more poker, that. I already talked about that match. There was an interview with Candice LeRae, as she was getting ready, I think, to take on, I think she was just hyped up that she's going to be, taking care of more people from Damage Control. In the background, though, we did see Nikki Cross, kind of like stalking Alexa and whatnot, which, is interesting to see what happens there. After the match with Dominic and Tozawa, Street Profits ran down to make the save from Judgment Day, preventing more of an attack. So I guess we're getting a feud with the Street Profits and Judgment Day. Cool. Also, we have Alexa Bliss warming up for her match, and I guess they're still showing vignettes of The Fiend behind her, teasing that she's going to reunite with Bray Wyatt. Well, not The Fiend, but just like Bray Wyatt in general. I bumped the button there, I'm sorry. But yeah, they're continuing to tease that. And we also have a segment with Adam Pearce talking to Bobby Lashley, saying, because I guess Lashley, in the midst of that brawl with Seth Rollins, speared Petey Williams, basically told him, don't let it happen again. So, just playing into the whole idea again of Bobby Lashley being obsessed with Brock Lesnar. And then the main event, again, was a second triple threat match between Alexa, Nikki, and Becky. And like I said, it was an okay match. A little bit clunky, but, it was still okay. And Alexa won. So we're going to get Bayley and Alexa Bliss, like I said, next week. Don't give me kendo stick on the pole again, please don't. But we'll see what happens. I personally am kind of hoping Alexa wins. I feel, again, they are teasing a character change for her. And, like, just to give her a feud. You don't have to give her the title, but, have a feud, to help her, establish this new character again. And, her doing it with Bianca, I think is going to give her a lot of attention. Have you ever seen Alexa versus Bianca? I know we had, in the 2020 Rumble, they were numbers 1 and 2 for that women's Royal Rumble match, and Bianca eliminated like 8 people and had a great performance. Yeah, we'll see how that goes. I'm still gonna say Alexa wins because if Bayley wins, we all know that Bayley's gonna lose. Because again, the only reason why I see them doing another match again is because they're playing on this idea that Bianca's never pinned Bayley. I felt that they should have just done that at War Games. They were going to accomplish that, but who knows? But that's Raw. Again, I kind of jumped around and whatnot. It's just, kind of what I did because I'm pre-recording it. But I gave Raw a B this week. Storytelling was pretty strong in this. Simple, but it was very, effective, and it got the point across, in my opinion. But yeah, I was going to do it for Raw tonight, guys. Again, I will record Dynamite tomorrow. Not sure if I'll get this uploaded tonight or not, but I'll probably wait till I get Dynamite done as well. But yeah, guys, thank you again for joining me for this review of Raw. Again, I will pre-record my Dynamite review hopefully tomorrow at some point. If not, it'll happen, at some point soon. Again, I will be sure at some point this month to do an apology video to my subscribers for not really handing up my end of the deal as well as I probably should have. So yeah, that's Raw. Gave the B. What are your guys' thoughts on Raw from this week? Make sure you guys leave thoughts down in the comments section below. And be sure as always to slap like on the video. Subscribe for more content on my channel. Follow me on Twitter at the Club of the Man 93. And don't forget to shout for Meatball Sub on TikTok at the Club of the Man 1993, which I did reach my 100th follower. Let's get more and get that still growing. But then again, I probably should make TikToks for it to happen. But, you know, that's neither here or there nor anywhere. But guys, that is going to do it. I'm checking out. I'll catch you all later. Have a great, great, great rest of your evening. Peace out, everybody.
Yeah, no one will surprise. There's no escape.